It's time to come back from a bit of a winter hiatus. We come out of hibernation here at the Michigan International Speedway for the Ken Block 200 here on JCTV. Dawson Allen, as always, in the booth. Joining me, my right-hand man, Adam Kuhn. Adam, welcome to Michigan, where we should have a good race here tonight.
Evening, Dawson. Good to be joined alongside you in the booth tonight. Excited to call this race, and you mentioned we should have a good show on our hands tonight, and it has been a show. The last 2 seasons we've seen this race play out on the schedule, so it's great to be back here for season 3 in BSR.
Yeah, we were on a 2-week hiatus, of course, coming off of that 2-race Saturday, the doubleheader at Talladega, where we saw Cameron Caldwell and David Durand take home those victories. And right now, looking at the scoreboard as they stand right now, there is your second fastest and first fastest and third fastest even, all in one photo. That is your top 3 on the charts. Justin Durand, David Durand, and Alonso Chicano currently sit 1, 2, 3. Jonathan Parker, 4th fastest, and Andrew Lyons, 5th fastest here in practice. But of course, practice here is kind of a crapshoot. It's almost like any 200 Talladega. It's very reliant on your drafting and your draft partners you got.
The first 10 laps of a run is going to be a crapshoot too. It's going to be almost like a restrictor plate race, like a Daytona Talladega you mentioned. This is a 2-mile speedway, and it will race like a speedway, especially in those short runs. And last season it came down to a short run, and I don't expect any different tonight.
We'll talk about last season. The winner here at Michigan was the driver of the number 30. That is Alex Kerfin, currently 7th fastest on the board. Looking to go back-to-back territories if he can. Meanwhile, the other driver that has scored a win here in this league at this track is number 12, Cameron Caldwell, currently on pit road right now. There he is. He was your Season 1 champion, but he was also your Season 1 winner here at Michigan. Able to cap that one off as part of his championship run. So 2 guys here that have won before, but a lot of guys that think they've got a shot to win it, one of which you can't go without mentioning him at all during a broadcast. Brett Bennett in that number 47 machine, sitting 15th fastest right now. He loves this place. He absolutely believes this is his best track by far, which he says that about every other track. But he's adamant tonight will tonight not scores a victory. So we'll see if that number 47 Strictly Stats machine can work his way to victory lane, Adam.
Yeah, we're going to be keeping an eye on him, of course. He is also in a battle trying to race into the playoffs. We know that, of course. Practicing bump drafting in Zone 3, and we saw these guys getting together. Good pack of trucks here, Dawson, just practicing all kinds of outcomes here later in the race.
Definitely working to see what they can get done, because as you mentioned, I mean, the playoffs are coming. You know, we're getting ready to hit the playoff season. So these guys are definitely looking to see what they can do to get into the playoffs and see your schedule, should say, for the season. Of course, we're coming off that Talladega doubleheader there, racing tonight at Michigan. Then we head next week to the Charlotte-Roval, a wild card race, I say, because while we may know who may be up there winning the race, those guys that are battling for positions back there in the back are definitely going to be anything but. And then we close the season here, the regular season, with a race at Atlanta Super Speedway. So another plate race, another shot for some of these guys to get that last win, to get that push in to the championship battle, which kicks off at Chicago, Bristol, Homestead, Martinsville, and Kansas is where you will see the championship race. Speaking of championships, of course, we talk about Alonso Chicano, your defending series champion. He's been on a bit of a struggle this season, I would say. Not really been the Alonso we've seen of years past now.
No, absolutely not. Just a couple races, but besides that, he falls 9th in the points. Those 2 sideline races have anything to do with that. There's a drop week in effect, so that negates one of them. But you mentioned he has not been up to speed. He has a win on a 1.5 miles, but when it comes down to it, he will start off all the racetracks there in the chase in a lot of 1.5 miles. He got a win there in the season. He was very confident last season on the 1.5 miles. He ended the season with a win at Kansas, and he was just dominant there that night. So he's going to be looking towards Chicagoland to start off that playoffs, and just very rocky regular season for our reigning champion.
Yeah, we talk about Kyle Busch 2020 season for Chicano. He's got a win on the season. But looking at his stats comparative to what he usually puts up, 2 top 5s only, 4 top 10s, which puts him pretty low among the full-time drivers. I mean, you know, we see guys here that have run a couple less races, like Jason Gracias. He's run 6 races this season, and he already has 5 top 10s. Brett Bennett with 6. Andrew Elias has 7. David Durand at 8. Of course, Jonathan Parker, Justin Durand, and Michael Kruger and Dalton Kelly are all in the double digits for top 10 finishes. So definitely an off year for Alonso Chicano. Seeing how he's been in years past compared to this year, you got to wonder if it's starting to catch up to him, if the talent's getting better, or if maybe he's dropping off just that little bit. You know, we talk about dropping off. How about heating up? David Durand, of course, scoring his 2nd career win, his 2nd win on the season. This last race at Talladega, he won race 2 after a hectic, chaotic finish. Coming to the checkered flag led to a drive-through, or I should say, led to someone sneaking through to score the victory. And so David now with 2 wins to his brother Justin Durand's 1. You know, these two are starting to really come out on their own here this season. They are really having some really good races.
Yeah, absolutely. Both breaking through with wins, both in the top 10 in the points right now. Actually, both in the top 6 in the standings, very deep into the season. And David, with that win last weekend, has munched way up the boards. So he's going to be comfortably into the chase with that 2nd win. Justin, 3rd in the point standings. We know he's going to be in the chase and contending for a championship again, like he did last season, I should say. The Rookie of the Year last year.
And speaking of Rookie of the Year, how about Jonathan Parker? An absolutely phenomenal season thus far. 4 wins on the season in his rookie year. That's the most wins by a single driver in a single season. And he's got 4, and we still got plenty of racing left to go. And he's shown no signs of slowing up anytime soon. This has definitely been a performance for the ages to see what this young man can do in his rookie year.
Yeah, absolutely. We were watching that Mark get knocked down a couple weeks ago, and he did it in dominant fashion too, winning the Darlington. And of course, he was up front again in both races at Talladega last time out, 3 weeks ago, I should say, excuse me. Incidents in both of them, though, not in his doing, of course, but that's just the way it's going to be at Talladega, Dawson. And you were a part of that too in the first race. You know exactly what that means. And Jonathan was just a circumstance of, excuse me.
Victim of circumstance.
Yeah,
that phrase, what that means, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Speaking of a victim of circumstance, we're talking about Josh Coppernell, finishing 6th yet again. Still couldn't crack the top 5 in that 2nd race there. Currently now he is 26 fastest of 27 that have set that lap time, 27 that have entered. And, you know, Josh is very, very excited for this race. This is his home track, his home turf. He is a Michigander. So coming here is big for him. He got to race here last season, season 2, and he had a pretty strong performance going for him. Just not been able to really have that turnabout this season. So he's definitely looking for it to see if he can finally pull something off. So we'll have to see if he can do it. But right now, he sits, I believe, 15th of the points coming into this race. Definitely got to work out for him to try to make that playoff push.
And he was right there again at the end of the 2nd race at Talladega last week. Excuse me, not last weekend. I'm going to keep saying that, but last time out. And he was able to sneak through with his best career finish, Dawson, and he was so ecstatic about that, so he was trying to carry that momentum. And we mentioned, could be a Speedway end to this race if he gets lined up in there on the right restart, in the right line, and on the right tires maybe, if it comes down to it, with the green-white checker like we saw last season. And Last year, Griffin only had 5 laps to win that race, and it could be done. And what Griffin, Michigander himself went on to win that race, so Josh trying to back it up again this season for the home state.
Yeah, you talk about is the previous race. You see him sliding in the corners there into the wall here in practice. But you talk about, last year, one of his best career runs at the time, a 9th place finish at Michigan last year. This year comes in. You see Carvin piling into him there, but this year, of course, winning or finishing 6th at Talladega, it's like a win to him. And he's been able to improve. I mean, looking at his stats at the start of season 3 when he's been able to race, he's been knocking on the door of top 10s, but he's got 3 to his name thus far in his career. So he's definitely working towards that. And of course, he also ran season 1 at Michigan, but we don't want to talk about 15th place. Really not too good there, but hoping this third go around will be a vast improvement like it was from season 1 to season 2. Looking to see if we got any more drivers on the track. There is the 43, Ethan Fonseca Moreno. He is carrying the number that we are honoring tonight. Ken Block, of course, racing icon for all things, I guess you could say extreme sports, drifting sports, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to phrase it as. Very much an innovator in racing and driving. We lost him earlier this week, so we got a nice little tribute planned out for that tonight. That number 43, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, of course, 6th fastest here in this practice as we're winding down. 30 seconds left. Adam, who's your pick to win tonight?
Oh man, I haven't put much thought into it really. I'm gonna go with someone who we haven't seen in a lot in these truck series, but he had almost a victory last night in the NAOR All-Star race. Joshua Arnold in the 26th truck we will be in tonight. This is going to be a flat-out race tonight, and we keep saying it's going to be fast, speedway type situation, and I think Josh Arnold is going to be the man for that. He's got nothing to lose. He's not racing for points. He's just going for the victory.
I like that pick. It's a very good pick. Arnold has definitely shown some speed in the NAOR series, but also here he's had some pretty decent runs to the start of his seasons. But I'm going to go with somebody else. I'm going to go with somebody who has found victory lane before, somebody who has put on a show time and time again. I'm talking about the 14 of Michael Kruger. I believe Michael Kruger will get his 5th career win tonight here at Michigan. I believe 5th career win is the right phrase for that. 2 wins, yes. 5 career wins, I believe that's what we'll see tonight out of Michael Kruger, who is getting ready to start his qualifying lap here. As qualifying is now underway. Say we ride along. Well, I say we would ride along with him. Of course, Michigan does not have a track. It's just a circle. So we'll watch that 14 here as he starts to get up to speed, looking to see if anybody else might be rolling as well. Dalton Kelly's on track, Brett Bennett as well, Zach Probst, Infinity Race winner Alex Kerfin, Wesley Rose, Brian Smith, Tyler Watermolen, Josh Copperdoll is racing, Scott Roush is out there, Cameron Caldwell, and Daniel Saponsky is also out there qualifying. Some more guys getting ready to roll as we begin with Michael Kruger. Across that start-finish line, looks like Zach Probst is the first car out, so he'll have the first time down. And Adam, what do you look for when you see qualifying at a track like Michigan? What is it you're looking for out of a driver?
Really, it's kind of like a speedway where a driver doesn't really do much. They just have to hit the perfect amount on holding us steady wheel and braking points. If they do brake, I don't think they are going to brake over these trucks at the qualifications here. It's all flat out here. It's just going to be whether or not you lift, and I don't think a lot of these guys are going to be lifting very much at all. It's just going to be getting the line perfect. And we saw Kruger there on the front straightaway going below the yellow line. And of course, that's very legal here. And everyone's going to be using every piece of asphalt if they want to.
I wanted to cut to Dalton Kelly. He is very slow on the track after his first lap. Don't know if he's just happy with that first lap or anything happened, but he sits at the top of the boards. Brett Bennett is 3rd fastest as he runs right now. Looks like he went for a one and done. But someone like Michael Kruger here is going for his 2nd lap So a lot of these guys are just taking one lap, it looks like, in their qualifying attempts. Cameron Caldwell jumps up to third fastest on his second lap. Michael Kruger crosses the stripe. He goes slower. But there's a new pole sitter now. Justin Duran with the fastest time of 39.770 puts him on the top, on the point. Looks like he is satisfied with that lap as well. Just looking to see anybody else might be rolling. There you go. Jonathan Parker there puts it on the pole now. And that's what you see. A lot of these guys back and forth. They are so good at qualifying. Able to put that truck up to the front. So Parker now is your pole sitter for the race. Looking to see if anybody else is setting a lap time. Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Noah Mayuri still rolling. Ryan Bogey looks like he might be going for his second lap. Tristan Myers going for a lap. Josh Arnold. Tyler Watermole, Nathan Fuller. Carl Felver and Brian Haynes just set lap times. And I believe David Durand is on his out lap. So following Jonathan Parker to see if he improves that first lap time. He does not. Unable to go faster that time by. So we'll look to see for anybody else that might be setting that second lap. I believe Fonseca Moreno is coming around to hit the stripe for this second lap. And he'll jump to 11th fastest with a 39.868. These guys are all so close to each other. I mean, if you look at these lap times, Parker and Duran are just a little bit ways ahead of Dalton Kelly. But after that, everybody else is so tight together. I mean, just so close with each other. As Carl Felver and Brian Haynes go 8th and 10th, respectively. You can see Carl Felver slowing things up, not going to go for a second lap. Brian Haynes elects to go with just a one lap. So we'll go to Cody McCorkle. He is making his third career start here in the In the Pits News Truck Series. We saw him make his debut at Talladega. And talk about a great debut, but a heartbreaking debut. He was leading both races, coming to the tri-oval on the final lap, but was unable to walk away with the win in either race. He's looking to change that tonight. So far, though, 20th fastest, though. He's going to have some work to do to get through the field. We'll be excited to watch this 02 machine and see what he can do to try to get to the front. Talk about one guy who was unable to win. There's another guy who was able to win, David Durand. But looks like he's going to run out of time to get a qualifying lap done. So he is not able to set a time. And just like that, qualifying is over. And so with that, we're going to take a look at your starting grid here presented by Mardon Technologies. So starting on the pole for tonight, it's Jonathan Parker and Justin Duran. They make up row 1. Then it's Dalton Kelly and Andrew Elias making up row 2. Michael Kruger and Cameron Caldwell round out row 3. Alex Kerfin and Carl Felber make up row 4. And row 5, the top 10 concludes with Brett Bennett and Brian Haynes. Adam.
Starting on row 6 is going to be Zach Probst, and he's sharing that with Ryan Bogey. Ethan Fonseca Moreno in the 43 truck is going to share row 7 with Noah Mayuri. Alonso Chicano starts for 15th alongside Michigander Joshua Copano. And row 9 is Scott Roush and Tristan Maher in the 69 truck. Joshua Arnold and Cody McCorker round out the top 20 starting positions.
In the 21st position is Wesley Rose. Outside of him is Nathan Fuller. And it's Tyler Watermole and Daniel Saponsky. Brian Smith starts 25th with David Durand to his outside. And rounding out the field in row 14, Brady Price and Matthew Stotts. Of course, Durand was unable to complete a lap. Price and Stotts did not set a lap. They did not go out for qualifying. So we've got ourselves 28 trucks ready to do battle here. You see them lined up down pit road. As we get ready to watch this race go, look at all these trucks ready to fire off here. 28 drivers for 100 laps here at Michigan for the Ken Block 200 as we stare down pit road, getting ready for this pace truck to roll and lead this barrage. All these trucks begin to roll down pit road, rolling to the track, getting ready to go here tonight. Ready to put on a show. take a look and see who we're going to ride on board with here tonight. Some of our onboard cameras included some full-on cameras. We're going to see who we can look and see as they go. Looky right there. That is the driver of the number 25. That is Alonso Chicano getting ready to do battle here tonight in that number 25 machine. Celsius onboard camera. Ready to go. And of course, we can't have a Michigan race without a Michigander having an onboard camera. And Josh Coppernoll is an onboard as well, ready to do battle in his home track. Jonathan Parker leads the field of green. A lot of action through the middle of the pack. Everybody jockeying for position, trying to get where they want their truck to be. You see a little bit of a blink from, it looks like Wesley Rose back there. No matter, Dalton Kelly is to the outside of Race Leader. He's got Justin Durand on his back bumper as they go through 3 and 4 for the first time here tonight. Looks like it's going to be Jonathan Parker as you see Dalton Kelly get a little loose, a little wiggle. Jonathan Parker's going to lead lap 1.
Dalton Kelly pokes out to the outside now 2 by 2 throughout the entire field. Kelly with Kruger right behind him. 1 and 2 though.
Dalton Kelly
Kelly.
Yeah, Dalton Kelly is loose right now, fighting that truck as hard as he can to stay with the 81. Michael Kruger now to his inside. Alex Kerfin trying to peek and make it 3 wide. Indeed, he will. That 30 machine going to the inside lane here on lap number 2. Looking to pick up where he left off last season here.
What a start by that 30 truck. He qualified 7th all the way up to 3rd, and he's going for 2nd. Can't do it as Kruger's going to clear him on the front straightaway.
Looks to be about the top 16. Thus far, you're just 3 laps in. Looks like Tristan Maher, and then a little bit further back, he's at 50 is Scott Roush. And then the rest of the field is right behind him, but they are all chasing as of right now. That 81 fire now as Michael Kruger looks to march to the race lead. You see on your ticker, Tyler Watermoen is on pit road. Looks like he has had some issues with connection, and he is gone. But looky here, Alex Kerfin peeking to the inside of Michael Kruger, and they're going to go 3 wide for the race lead.
Kruger had a huge run on Parker at the same time Kerfin was setting up his path on Mikey. He had excellent a window to take it, and he is trying to take the lead. Couldn't quite do it though off of turn 2, Dawson. Kruger with the momentum on that top line is going to carry and take him to the lead.
Kruger to the lead, but for how long? Kerfin wants it, Parker wants it back, and here comes Justin Durand now in 4th, trying to muscle his way out of the 81.
30 planted himself right behind Parker's splitter off of turn 4 and got really screwy as a result of that.
Closest too, the number 15 of Carl Felver. He's kind of bounced around a couple times in this race. He's not really showed up a lot this season, but here he is tonight, already making a move into the top 5 of this race. Not too far behind him, Brian Haynes as well. He's currently riding in the 10th position. So these two are looking to make moves through the field tonight. See if they can't get to front. Oh, contact to the wall! Jonathan Parker!
Durand got into Parker going into turn 3, and both of them stayed at the racetrack. And big damage on the 81 truck.
Looking back to see what happened, it looked like Durand got a little tight to him. And it puts the 81 and Jonathan Parker on the wall. Brian Haynes is there. That's going to drop that 81 of Parker all the way back to 18. He's definitely going to struggle now with that truck having that damage there. Kruger trying to break the draft. Perfect running in second. A lot of trucks back there, a little bit further back, you can see. It's Brian Smith, Daniel Saponsky, Jonathan Parker. Stotts is here as well as Brady Price. A lot of guys struggling to just get some positions. You see everybody's fighting for anything they can get, but this is not where Stotts and Durand really want to be. You know, they started out back and they haven't been able to recover. You see someone blinking in the background. I believe. Let's see, that's Tyler Lower. Matter. We've got a battle for the lead. Alex Kerfin to the inside of Michael Kruger with help from Carl Felver. They're going to go by that number 14 machine. Alex Kerfin down the race lead. Carl Felver, though, wants it.
Kruger popping on the line, they got to run on Felder for that second spot back from the 14th to slide up the check just a little bit, but Felder was falling back up to 4th in this fight through all that. And he's going to try to make it 3 wide for this fight. Now they all single out. He's got Brett Bennett behind him, pushing him down the front straight.
Everybody's still fighting for any position they can get. You see back there, Cameron Caldwell and Alonzo Chicano side by side battling for the 10th position. These two, of course, Season 1, Season 2 champions. Cameron Caldwell has won here at Michigan before. He's back in the Season 1 champion. Let's see, Caldwell running top 10 right now. Of course, got his first win in a while there at Talladega. Lost his way out into victory lane, but was able to kind of get that monkey off his back, and maybe that's going to turn around.
Over. Huge run on the outside there of Alex Kerfin. He's been working the higher lane on the 30 truck. He had just barely got to the outside of Kerfin's right side quarter panel there through 1 and 2. Got him down the back straightaway pretty evenly, and let's see if he can make anything happen. Four trucks behind him, right on it, right in his lane behind him through 3 and 4. Now going down the front straightaway. Kerfin all by himself below the white line.
Felver, he very likely could have been the Season 2 champion. Something came up and did not allow him to compete. And just like that, he was back to square one. You see Ethan Fonseca Moreno going down to the apron, maybe a little errant push from Cameron Caldwell. But right now, Carl Felver is out front leading this race with Dalton Kelly right there on his back bumper. Scored his first career win last season at the playoff race in Martinsville. Wide behind him, Daniel Nice up top here with Chicano. Strong over Dalton Kelly. Alex Kerfin right there, and there's Brett Bennett. I mention him all the time. He's going in his career. This is his 41st career start. He's trying to break that middle streak. He can do it, like we said. He admits this is probably his best track, so he's looking to do so tonight with the teammate Dalton Kelly ahead of him. He's got a shot to get it.
Mighty close to the turn 4 wall there last lap, just following Felver off the corner, and he is still squirrely down the back straightaway now. Just a dirty air just affecting that 45 truck all over the place as he goes inside now. Some clean air on the front of that Ford F-150, and he's going for the lead. Sliding up the end of the third over Brett Bennett, but looking for more.
that second, with Kelly having no help on the inside line for now. Surrounding him. I mean, he's got his teammates there, Dalton, Kelly, and Elias there in the top 10, but also too, you know, PBR and SPLD have kind of had a loose relationship. I would say in times when Michael didn't have any teammates, he would generally bring his own so he's kind of working together with him now. To stay up here and stay battling for this lead, but wouldn't be shocked to see if Brett Bennett relies on him for some help as well throughout the race.
Over loose right there off of turn 2. It looks like.
Oh, wrecking! Zach Probst around!
Crash.
Cameron Caldwell's in it! And Probst is going to pull back up Brian Hayes! Nowhere to go! Andrew Elias is in it! And hopefully for Andrew Elias, his fate tonight is not the same as the Jaguars are here later on whenever they kick off, whenever they finish up. But massive accident there is going to lead to our first caution of the night. We're going to look back and see what exactly happened there.
The 44 truck was one of the first ones to spin, Dawson.
Actually, contact between Caldwell and Probst.
Yep.
Yeah, Caldwell and Probst made contact there. Just nowhere right there. Brian Hayes just
Elias got off really good, not getting a lot of damage compared to the other guys. And frankly, it wouldn't have been that bad of a crash until Probst pulled up and got clobbered by Brian Hayes trying to miss the accident. They were really all fine with that point off.
Right here, inside right there, a little slip, little check up on Elias. Checks up Cameron Caldwell. Right here, Zach Probst is trying to come up. He's trying to get behind Takano. I guess he didn't realize that Cameron was there and just make some contact. So Cam, oh my goodness, who was past that thread of the needle there?
There were a couple of trucks who all flew in there. That's why I wasn't surprised to see Haynes get caught up in it. But yeah, we need to see who that was.
I want to say that was the 17 of Matthew Stotts, but I could be wrong on that one. I can see it. You can see it. No, indeed it was, and it was someone else a little further up. Find out who that was. Was that Tristan Mars, the 69? Oh, Nathan Fuller was the one who did it. It was Nathan Fuller, the number 4 machine. Gotta take you on a ride right here. How did he miss that one there?
It doesn't get much closer than that.
Unreal. That was incredible. Back live here. Some guys came down pit road, some guys staying out here. The top 11 as they run, electing to stay on the track. That is Brett Bennett, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, Ryan Bogey, Noah Maori, Josh Copperfield, Nathan Fuller, Scott Roush, Brian Smith, Daniel Saponsky, Wesley Rose, and Andrew Elias. Then after that, those that did pit, first off pit road was Carl Felver, then Dalton Kelly. Alex Kerfin is choosing here now. Dalton Kelly, Alex Kerfin, Justin Duran, Alonso Chicano, Michael Kruger, Tristan Maher, David Duran, Brady Price, Josh Harper, Matthew Stotts, Cameron Caldwell, Jonathan Porter. Brian Haynes is disconnected. He is 26th. Zach Probst is going to be out of this race as well, 27th. And Tyler Watermolen scored 28th, 6 laps down as he runs.
Well, I think all these guys, of course, are staying out trying to shake this up for the end of the stage here, Dawson. We only got a handful of laps to go. The stage is going to end at the conclusion of 25. So it's going to be a sprint here to the end, and a lot of new names up front trying to steal some valuable points here. We mentioned top of the show, very close to the chase. Some of these guys trying to add themselves up into their name, trying to get much closer to that top 10, excuse me, the top 8 limit.
Yeah, the top 8's the big one. Andrew Elias currently sits in the 8th position. He is 2 points ahead of Alonso Chicano, who is only 6 points ahead of Brett Bennett for that 8th and final spot. So it's going to be huge to see what happens here, to see who can sneak in. But of course, Bennett staying out, needing the points. Well, Elias needing the points as well. Chicano is going to rely on taking the stop and seeing if the call works. It'll be interesting to see Brett Bennett going to lead the field here when they get the green flag. Pace truck diving off onto pit road. The field is now in the hands of Brett Bennett. Into the Geico restart zone, and the green flag is displayed. We're back racing here in Michigan. Oh, spinning, wrecking! It's Justin Duran! Matthew Stott's in the grass, and the caution's back out. Josh Arnold, yeah, Alonso Chicano, I think, got a bit of it maybe.
Yeah, he was the first one out of line, I believe.
Cameron Coleman for sure got a piece of that one.
Cole looks knocked out on the 26 truck there as he went up in the air.
Looking at that, it looked like Michael Kruger launched before Duran did. Couldn't quite tell from that angle, though. We're going to try to see on board here with the number 14, Michael Kruger. Oh, wow, a big stack up ahead of him. I believe that was Wesley Rose that stacked the field up. Wesley Rose stacking the field up. Josh Arnold gets spun. Michael Kruger's involved. Both of our picks are in it. Cameron Caldwell got a little bit of damage as well. Chicano was able to make it through okay. Just like that in an instant. All it takes is one slip up and everybody is involved. But the big thing is, too, this is going to get us closer to that stage caution. So for guys that stayed out here that are in the positions to score points, this is huge. But the only one on that cut line right now that's benefiting is Brett Bennett. He is first. Andrew Elias is 9th. Alonso Chicano is only 13th. So, you know, for those guys that do need these points, only one is really able to capitalize, and that's Brett Bennett.
Yeah, and of course only the top 8 get stage points here at the end of lap 25. So it's going to be a dash for those guys to try and race into the top 8 if they can. Only a handful of laps, like you mentioned. It's going to be probably 3 until we go. 3 laps to go when we get the restart, if that. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the 44 and 25 can do if they are able to overtake some guys and maintain points over the 47 truck, who is in the lead. The worst case scenario for them right now.
Let's see if we can dial up driver of the number 2 truck. So if we get a hold of Josh Coppernoll here as we get ready to head into this caution. Looking to see where he is. There he is. Hey, Josh Coppernoll, this is the Boys in the Booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Alrighty, Josh, you are currently scored 5th, in a position to score some stage points here for this race. What are your thoughts as you currently look to lead this charge and maybe get some stage points?
Well, it's still early in the race, just trying to figure things out still. Tires definitely wear pretty quickly here. Make it a little bit tight, so we just got to be mindful of that. Obviously, we're on a little bit older tires, but I'm kind of glad I wasn't back there. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but it seemed like a lot of chaos broke out.
Indeed, it did. Coming to the choose, though, when you get this restart, it's going to put about maybe 3 to go in the stage. So you got 3 laps to try to hold on for a good stage finish. Do you think you got it in you?
We're going to try, but I don't think we'll have anything those fresh tires. I think they'll just blow past us if they get up to us. Hopefully we get in a good good position here at the stage, but we'll see.
Indeed we will, Josh. Well, let's get back to the team. Best of luck here. See if you can get that those back to stage 1 speed.
Thank you.
And of course, the one and only Josh Coppernol. Of course, always here in the booth for many other leagues, but you know, always on Saturday nights. He's a racer, so we'll see how he can do tonight at his home track. Brett Bennett, however, looking to score these much-needed stage points. He needs this stage win, very much so, more than anybody else does. This would be his first stage win of the season. I also believe possibly his first of his career, but don't quote me on that one. But he's looking to see if he can capitalize and he can make something work. As for your fresh tire guys, currently the highest scoring driver who made that pit stop last time by, Dalton Kelly. He scored 11th right now. So we'll see if he can capitalize. Looks like he got some damage on the nose, so might have been involved in that accident there. We'll see. Pace truck about to dive up. It'll be 3 laps to determine the stage winner, as the field falls back into the hands of Brett Bennett, into the Geico restart zone, and the green flag is back out. We're back underway here at Michigan. Dalton Kelly dive to the bottom. He peaked like he wanted to make the move. Here comes Noah Mayuri to the outside of Ryan Bogey and Ethan Fonseca. They are fanning out big time back here. Everybody on the fresh tires is trying to make it through the field as quick as possible, but they're all going to be chasing Brett Bennett for now. And if a caution comes out now, the stage will be over. Noah Mayuri to the inside. He's going to have a huge run at Brett Bennett for the race lead. Some issues for Ethan Fonseca Moreno in terms of connection. Ryan Bogan now peeking to the inside of Brett Bennett. He's going to go for the race lead heading into turn 1.
4 wide behind him, deep in the pack, but Bogey with a huge send to the lead. He's going to get it on over in turns 1 and 2 with 2 to go in the stage. Noah Mayuri, I thought he was going to take the lead, Dawson. He went from 4th to 1st in a matter of corners.
Whoa! Bogey blocking aggressively! Bennett trying to go for it. He gets to the inside. He's going to try to send it in and cross him over. Mayuri's there. Alex Kerfin on fresh tires. Here comes a huge run from Alex Kerfin. And now we'll answer the question, were the tires worth it? The answer seems to be yes so far. Wrecking in the back. Josh Coppernol sideways into the wall. Caution will fly.
Huge hit. The 42 and 43 trucks are both torn up in turn 1, Dawson, and there was another truck riding the wall through 3 and 4. It was one of the SBOD machines, one of the Smack Tonight trucks. I couldn't tell. I think it was.
Josh Coppernol had a great run here tonight. Let's see what happened. This is coming to the last lap of the stage. Comes down, hits Cameron Williams, who's there, then around he goes to the wall. Right into that 43. And you saw Andrew Elias. What a miss that was.
The 42 and the 43, like he didn't want to be a part of it.
He didn't want to continue the chain on board with that 44. She wants this here. Bogey shows that he was ahead at the time of caution, ahead of Alex Kerfin. So Ryan Bogey is going to score the stage win. So with that stage win, Ryan Bogey gets himself scoring the much-needed stage win and stage points. You see, Alex Kerfin's going to stay out. He elects not to come to pit road. Obviously, he pit that last caution. So we're going to see how this pays off for him. 9 laps, pretty much, is what he had to deal with there. So with that stage win, what do you say we let him get to pit road first, and then we'll see about dialing him up. But that strategy there for the pit stop, it almost worked. Kerfin was able to get to second, almost got the win there, just couldn't quite piece it together. So with pit cycles complete, looks like only 4 drivers electing to stay out that time. Alex Kerfin, Carl Felber, Ernie Price, and David Duran did not hit that time. Meanwhile, however, first stage winner did. Ryan Bogey notched his first career stage win. Let's get a hold of him, see if he wants to talk to us. If he's even here, I don't even see him in any of the team chats. He very well may not be here, so we'll just let that be as they're getting ready to choose anyways. Let the teams choose what line they would go in here for this restart. It's a restart with 29 laps to go. We'll have ourselves about 70 laps to go when we go green. So Adam, that chaotic first stage comes to a conclusion, but now we get to the rest of this race. How do you see this playing out?
I think it's going to start off very dicey. It's going to be very frantic here at the beginning of this run, but I think it's going to be a very long run, and everyone's going to run in at least through the fuel cycle, I think, or at least try to. Maybe a caution to start off with. It's been a very, very chaotic race so far, like you mentioned, but I think that was just the dash for the stage points there at the end of the last 10 laps. The first 15 laps were pretty calm, so I think we might be, well, calm without wrecking, I should say. They were very racy, but they weren't able to wreck, so I think we might see a lot of that here to start off the stage.
We'll see how it pans out. Right now, defending race winner, Alex Kerfin, is going to lead the field back to green here. Strategy call almost worked in his favor to get him the stage win. But alas, it just wasn't meant to be there. So the pace truck pulls off. Alex Kerfin's going to lead the field through the Geico restart zone. And the green flag is back in the air. We're back to racing here in Michigan. Jockeying for positions that they can get. As you see, the field is kind of thinned out after those 2 wrecks that wiped out a good amount of trucks, but somebody didn't wipe out. I noticed right under his head was at 25, Alonso Chicano.
Right up there though in the top 8 though. As soon as the stage gets started, he was just outside of that threshold early on, and they're 2x2. Ryan Bogey, now Bennett on his outside, Nathan Fuller to his inside. David Duran up front takes the lead for a moment over Kerfin.
David Duran taking the lead, looking at the number 25 of Alonso Chicano. See him working the wheel, doing everything he can. Now he's 5th. Slip ahead, David Duran, Alex Kerfin battling for the race lead. Kerfin, Felver, And how about Bennett right there battling up with this top 4? Chicano right there in the 5th position. Ryan Bogey's 6th. Dalton Kelly is 7th. Some of these guys officially out of the race. Wesley Rose, Josh Arnold, Brian Haynes. It's like a pseudo plate race. You know, practice didn't mean anything really. It's kind of a crapshoot because it all depends on the draft you can get, about who you can draft with. That's what it kind of the racing is too. You see it almost where they follow the draft of the guy. Follow that truck ahead of you and try to pull a draft, try to pull up. So you see that kind of racing, and it should come as no shock that some drivers that have been good at plate racing are going to be good here too. Guys like Brett Bennett, like David Durant. Even though it really isn't. And like I said about David Durant, he's almost like the next very good plate racer, and then could have some flashes of brilliance elsewhere, just out of nowhere. So we'll see that out of him. You see a little bobble there. Cameron Caldwell got hit by Scott Roush, I believe, in the background, able to collect it, gather it up. It's there, but you're going to see that with a lot of these guys here battling for this plate races are going to be up front here.
It's not just the big speedways that David Durant excels at. He got a lot of laps from the pole. I think he even took with the stage, and got a lot of laps and looked very, very speedy until he had an incident with the wall, I believe. And it's just circumstance getting in his way in seasons 1 and 2, and getting to the ends of races, and now he's finally done it. But it was only at another big race track here tonight. He was not.
Yeah, David Durant has had a very solid, very good year so far. You know, coming away right now, he sits at 5 top 5s. There's going to be a Talladega Daytona, then Pocono, the other Talladega race, and then Dover. One of his best performances in this season by far was in Nashville, starting on the pole, leading 62 laps, winning the stage, but ultimately only finishing back in the 12th position, unable to capitalize on a great run. That race would go on to be won by Michael Kruger. There, that Nashville Super Speedway race. What about it? Great races from this 2014. Just have to put together at the end sometimes, and that's what David's kind of struggled with. But he has definitely rebounded this year to be able to pull some races together and notch 2 wins now to his name. So interesting to see how he runs tonight. He'll rank very well. See if he can try to close this race off as well. Somebody else that's kind of lurking back here in the background, not really doing too much here. Very quietly having a good run today. How about Daniel Saponsky in that number 51 machine? He started all the way back in 24th and now is all the way up to the 9th position.
Yeah, he's having a great run tonight. He was right up there in the mix there. He was racing right around the jump. And we mentioned one of those trucks, CD and Ryan Smith, have almost identical. It was Smith who rode the wall there at the end of the stage, so Danny keeping his truck clean right now and inside the top 10.
See about the top 5, making the top 6, single file here. He peaks to the high side, get that clean air on the front nose of that truck. See if he can't set up a run, but just unable to really do so without having someone to commit with you. If you don't have anybody to follow behind you to make a move, you're not going to be able to make a move. And that's what you see a lot of the time in these racetracks. You see there's Belfer to try to the inside this time, see if he can't make it work in the corner. It doesn't look like he will. Going to have to fight that truck as hard as he can to not get into Durant. How about Chicano going to go to the outside? Here comes the 25 machine. Going to make a move to the outside of Durant. Can he clear this time? Maybe not yet. There's still 3 wide contact. Felver sent to the infield. Off-roading through the grass, back up on track, and he takes out the top of the field. Carfin's in it upside down. A massive accident, and the caution flag will fly again. I believe Saponsky was in it. It looked like Stott's got a bit of it. Half of the field is wiped out in one fell swoop. Unreal.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I knew it was going to be spectacular when I saw him going in the air, but I didn't think it was going to end up like that.
Off-roading right there, and then just right back up. Takes out Saponsky. Elias Caldwell, Perfett's in it. Stott's got into it there at the end. Watermole and Brady Price were in it as well. Oh boy. So Elias was not able to finish or take out more all the way through his lap. But if you saw it up ahead, I mean, Felder was battling for the race lead. He was 3 wide on the inside line. He doors Durant right there. Then they made contact again, sends him to the infield. You see right here, just Elias having nowhere to go in this scenario. It only takes one, it just takes the one truck to have any issues, and it can wipe out half the field. You see Kerfin going upside down. Both former winners at Michigan with issues in this wreck. See Jonathan Parker skate by. Ryan C. Smith got by as well. In the end, Carl Felver done for the day after that incident. So we're going to head back live right now and show you what we're seeing here. Danny Saponsky and Andrew Elias both blowing up 1-2 on the track. They're going to pit this time, obviously, but I would think they're going to pit this time. But to see these two out front blowing up and leading the field, man, oh man. Noah Mary diving to pit road. This race has been turned on its head, and they're staying out with 1 to go.
Yeah, that doesn't really surprise me, especially after what we just saw. So, this is going to be, I don't know, Tyler Watermole lining up third on the inside. He is going to be, I believe he is. Yeah, he is. He's going to be in for one heck of a restart. Andrew Elias goes ahead and passes the pace truck, so he might not even be, if that, he could be disqualified by the time we get going. And so might Brian, actually. Or Danny. I can't tell what's going on now. Dawson.
That one is Saponsky. They're both going to take off in front of the pace truck here. I think they might be surrendering here. At least I think they are, but I can't tell. So that hands the lead.
They're going to have to be very careful now. The new problem is going to be Tyler Watermole blinking out like he has been all night, and I think he just ate it away there.
Yeah, Tyler Watermole's a lap down. He's not a factor.
Okay,
but who is a factor is Cody McCorkle, who's now going to be scored second. We're keeping an eye. Yeah, it looks like they're coming to pit road. They were just having a little bit of fun there before the restart. But that does affect the choose for some of these drivers electing to choose the top lane to stay away from the wrecked trucks. But even then, they might have also been told, hey, we're just going to have a little fun and stay out that extra lap to see what we can do. So with this, Cody McCorkle and Scott Roush make up your front row. David Duran, Alonso Chicano, Nathan Fuller, Brett Bennett. Then it's Ryan Bogey, Dalton Kelly. And then after that, it's Brian Smith and Jonathan Parker. Green flag is back out. We're back racing here at Michigan. in what has become one of the craziest races here on JCTV.
By far, we've got 14 trucks shown on the racetrack right now, competitively at least. And here comes Alonso Chicano with the run on Scott Roush down the back straightaway.
So yeah, battling for the race lead. Alonso Chicano to the inside. Scott Roush with David Durand, on his back bumper. Perfect out of this race. Number 3 and 4. We're going to take a moment of silence here for the legend, Ken Block. David Durand leads that lap. Once again, offer tributes to the late, great Ken Block. Go back to the action here, still side by side, battling for the race lead. It is David Durand and Alonso Chicano. 1-2. How about Nathan Fuller? We saw him earlier on in this race shoot the gap between Zach Probst and Cameron Caldwell, and now he finds himself in the top 5, battling for the race lead.
Yeah, he was able to get 5th, I believe, in that stage, so very great for that number 4 truck. We don't see him up front, especially scoring stage points in the top 5 like that, and he has been having a night of his career even before that incident, wiping out a lot of races. He had been up in the top 10, and now he's just trying to make the most of it. With only 2 trucks ahead of him in sight and one to his inside, he's going to be racing Bennett here down the back straightaway.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle here, still drafting side by side, doing everything they can to get to the win, to see what they can do, see if they can lead. But David Durand out front leading the charge as they go. This field is dwindled down as it is. We've got 14 cars on track at the 28th. It's over half of the field. The last time we had half of the field out of the race, Martin, season 2. That race's winner, number 45 at Dalton Kelly. So got to keep that one in mind. Right now it's Brett Bennett to the inside, and David Durand led the lap last time, still battling for the race lead.
Yeah, Dawson, and in this race, the last 2 seasons, we've seen average of 23 lead changes, and we've seen plenty tonight. Many different drivers. I think that's going to continue tonight, the amount of lead changes. Especially racing up front now. That last caution wiped out a lot of contenders, of course. But the most recent cautions, I should say, have wiped out a lot of contenders. And Nathan Fuller wipes the wall there on the front straightaway, keeps on going. It's going to be, I think it's going to be back and forth all night. The remainder of this race as we get ready to get to halfway. It's a game of who can lead the car through and stay up in front of the lead and control the race, like David Durand's doing right now.
Adam, I gotta say, what you just said hurt me. We've got almost half of the field out of this race, and we are not even at the halfway point.
That's going to be one of those races, I think, Dawson, the way it's been going. It was exciting at first, but it went off the way as fast as we saw, and it's going to be a fight to the finish, but first you have to get to the finish to even fight for the win.
Continue to follow Brett Bennett, David Durand. And still still tight battling between this top 6 pretty much, which has now become pretty much a top 8 breakaway. Shoot back here. Josh Coppernol in the second. Trucks further off the pace. And then, of course, Michael Kruger still out there rolling 13th. He has scored 1 lap down. He's been battling all race long to see if he can just keep getting that lead lap back and get some damage fixed on that truck after being involved in that earlier restart stack-up.
Got the wave around with that big crash, the most recent caution, but went back the lap down already. That truck is severely slow. He is doing a great job, though, on collecting the points. He needs to. Mission statement set, have to pass on the trucks involved in that incident, so he's just going to have to hope for more yellows and collect more points. Hoping for more chaos. He's one of the few, I think, out there.
Oh, for sure. So a wild and wacky battle here tonight has led to Brett Bennett leading this race with David Duran, Alonso Chicano, Nathan Fuller, Dalton Kelly, your top 5. The battle is just heating up as we cross the halfway point. We're taking a quick side-by-side break, but remember, don't go anywhere. We'll take it JCTV nonstop.
Hey man, you cut me off back there. What you gonna do about it? Oh man. Alright, fine. Are we good? We're good.
A broken heart, I can't help you. Rocket science, don't know what to tell you. I may not know how to get to the moon, but when I wanna fly, my crew knows what to do. Crank around the wings in the left rear. You're only turning 9,000, need another gear. Never know how. Never know how.
Ooh. Call Logano. Hey, Joey, you can save money if you fill up at Shell if you use Advanced Auto Parts Speed Perks.
Dude, I'm way ahead of you.
You saved at the pump?
Yeah, I saved at the pump.
The pump?
The pump.
He saved at the pump!
Now you can save at the pump when you shop at Advance Auto Parts. Learn more at advanceautoparts.com/gas rewards.
Now, it's my turn.
Man, we're door to door. I have the better car, fresher tires. I drove it in deep, and you missed it. I know you wanted to watch it, but you got throttled by your data plan, and it slowed you down. You hit your data limit streaming all that techno music, didn't you? I mean, really? Man, you've got some questionable taste in music.
Switch to Sprint, the only network with truly unlimited data.
Kyle Busch, welcome to Menards. What can I help you with today?
Well, I've got my shopping list right here. I need some green treated lumber. I need a brown Mastercraft door. I need red Clearview cabinets and some blue Dutch Boy paint.
Those are M&Ms.
And
at Menards, we carry the world's best selection of home improvement products to help you complete your next project.
you've got more of these, right?
It's all gonna fit in your car?
I got a trunk.
Save big money at Menards. I'm Jimmy Johnson. Boom, confetti. I'm Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy, customers love the new paint color. It's your beard.
Oh, wow.
And living legend, Jimmy Johnson is on aisle 8.
Dawn, this is all great. Maybe a little much.
I think we're playing it pretty cool here.
I'm Jimmy Johnson. Boom, confetti.
Whoa! Dad, where'd you get that?
Oh, you won't believe what just happened.
Don't tell me you got the last Diet Dew.
Yeah.
I love the taste of Diet Dew. What do you want for it? Deal.
Diet Mountain Dew. Yeah, it tastes that good.
Hey, hotshot. Meter's running.
We welcome you back from Side by Side. Follow along with Alonso Chicano. Still alive and well in this race. Currently scored in the second position. Battle for the race lead. Like I said, we welcome you back to the Ken Block 200 Michigan. David Durand, Alonso Chicano continuing to hold the lead. Brett Bennett still somehow in third place. As this race, the battle for the lead, heating back up. Chicano trying to the outside of David Durand. I gotta tell you, Adam, Chicano wants to get that race lead.
Yeah, he can't find a way around it. He's looking on the outside for David, and it's been pretty much like this entire run with just David playing it on the inside lane or on the outside lane. No one being able to either clear it or challenge much after a couple laps. He's just been that strong. We saw Brett before going to break in that position, and lap after lap couldn't do anything. And eventually he got clear to the lead, got to the lead, got a little sideways, and David was able to sit there, ride for 2 or 3 laps, and then make his way back down.
Like that, top 3 kind of separating themselves from the rest of the field here. As you see Fuller in 4th, holding on for Dalton Kelly, Ryan Bogey, and Noah Mayuri. And we're talking about somebody that's kind of here, just kind of having a quiet run right now. Noah Mayuri scored in the 7th position. Let's see I'm mathing wrong. I think I'm just mathing wrong. But a 7th place run so far for Noah Mayuri. It's a great run. We don't normally see him up front in these kind of races, much less here in all these kind of races. So having a very solid run here tonight.
He was in 4th place at the end of that stage, so he's had a solid night all night. He's in the right place at the right time in both situations when it comes to the big crashes that happened early on, and we know he has fast trucks most of the time. It's just a matter of getting to the end of the night. So far, if he keeps up like this, he's going to be able to make it there, and we know he's in a great position right now.
Definitely in a spot to capitalize if anything happens. And somebody else there in a spot to capitalize, Jonathan Parker is 8th. After all the issues, most he had to deal with was being put into the wall by Justin Durand after an accidental contact. Just like that. He's here in 8th place. Still rolling strong. Still going to find a way to have a good run. Cody McCormick will score 9th. He's with Brian Smith, Josh Cockrell, and Scott Roush. Just a bit further back off of that. There's Tyler Watermelon, 14th, down 5 laps, blinking in and out of existence. But we're up ahead of him. He's 13th, down 3 laps. So very possible that Watermelon could pass Kruger, which would be very big for Jonathan Parker, trying to keep this points lead, trying to keep it steady, and having issues for Kruger today compared to him is going to help boost that points lead heading into the playoffs. Tonight, 2 races remain to get to the playoffs. As the trucks head to the Charlotte Roval next, and then Atlanta Super Speedway, 2 more chances for these guys to get as many points as they can to go battle for a championship.
Different races, like you mentioned, that Charlotte and the new Atlanta Charlotte Roval on that. So it's going to be totally different twist, and of course with all kinds of dramatics. We hope mid-race we don't really, if it's anything like Washington, it could be a really fun battle for the win. But it should be another great battle mid-pack, and I'm sure we're going to be there next weekend in every corner watching it all go down. And of course, Atlanta, it's going to be a little bit like this race, but I think it's going to be totally different in terms of the entire race. It's going to be kind of like the racing we saw early on, I think, throughout the entire race. And that's as if we did the trucks all the way through the race, the scheduled distance. Might be a problem compared to what we saw tonight.
Yeah, you talk about Charlotte. I mean, the big story we had last season. Cameron Caldwell ran away with the win. He was just gone. Had something early on. After that, it was over. It was settled who was first and who was second, but 5th through 7th, that battle between Chicano, Bennett, and Durand, it was something special. And we saw that all unfold at Charlotte Roval, and they're looking forward to this race again, because we're looking forward to see if that kind of racing unfolds again. And with obviously seeing at Watkins Glen that Cameron Caldwell is on invincible horses, it's very possible we see some difference this next go around. And then, of course, you mentioned Atlanta. It's going to be this race, but it's going to be a lot more intense as guys are fighting for that final chance to jump into the playoffs, whether it be for points or it be for a win. It's going to be tight. But we stay here. We continue here. David Durand, Alonso Chicano are pulling away from Brett Bennett just a little bit here. As Bennett now is still 3rd place. Dalton Kelly is up to 4th. Nathan Fuller and Ryan Bogey battle it out for 5th. Past the lap truck of Michael Kruger yet again. Something I'm looking at here, Adam. And I say that as I'm getting ready to say it, I start to see it happen. Pit stops. Brian Smith and Scott Roush on pit road now. Very possible could be some of the first ones to jump. Tony Warkle just drove down pit road as well. So it's very likely we start to see some of these guys coming down pit road to get that final stop in here, to get that final splash of fuel and get another set of tires on to make it to the end of this race. It's been 28 laps since David Durand came down pit road. 27 to run the rest of the field. So they're going to be close to their window about hitting it and getting to the end of this race.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just short of the 30 lap mark that you mentioned into the window. They're probably going to split it in half, so another 2 or 3 laps until the leaders would hit probably up front. So those damaged trucks of McCorker and Roush, like you mentioned, tail end of the lead lap, or at least they were before they were pit service. They're away now, and we're going to see how this thing is all going to cycle out now. With Chicano right all over the tailgate of David Durand going towards turn 3. And they, like you mentioned, they have really got that and almost a second between the two.
Slowly but surely pulling away from Brett Bennett. Creeping further and further ahead. Bennett going to follow the rest of Dalton Kelly. The rest of that group there that's currently trailing behind them. So we'll see how they are able to work together to kind of make things work to the end of this race. But Bennett there in 3rd, like he mentioned, top broadcast, he had this track circled as a shot to win. This track right here was big to him. You can see it there. He has not fallen out of the top 10 once this race. He has stayed consistent this whole time. He's going to continue to try to stay consistent and maybe even try to go out there and win. So we'll see if he can pull it off here. Of course, he's got some supporters back home. Cammy and Phil Bennett always tuning into these races. We love to see family and friends supporting their drivers. So as this race continues on, it's just a battle between Chicano and Durand as they run laps right now. Like I said, we're about to get that halfway point where they can pit and make sure they can take care of things. See, it looks like Brett Bennett, Ryan Bogey on pit road. Another driver coming down. Dalton Kelly is coming this time. He'll sacrifice his position to come down pit road to get some service. So we're finally starting to see some of these guys rolling onto pit road and getting their service. There's Brett Bennett pulling out in front of the race leaders, or at the very least trying to, but he will be unable to do so. Going to be dropping a lap now to 8th place, lap down. Expect to see Chicano and Durand here next or so. So Bennett will move, try to lap himself just in case caution were to come out at this point. That way he can make sure to stay on the lap to have time on the wave around. Up ahead, pulling off pit road, that's Michael Kruger. Of course, multiple laps down, he's 13th place. Now the clock is ticking on when these two elect to come back.
And Brett Bennett, sitting right in front of them, is going to disturb the air on David Graham. He hasn't had that in quite a few laps now, leading as long as he has. Bennett's pulling away, so it is going to make it a little bit better. But another thing they could have done right there in the last set of corners is they chose save fuel behind the 47 and extend your pit window another lap or two. Just ride in behind 47 and just sit in there. Obviously, Alonso should be able to go a lot further on fuel since he's not leading as much as David has been.
And that is left to be seen. Dalton Kelly could have Ryan Smith, Ryan Bogey, Josh Coward a lap down each here as the pit cycle is still going. It continues. Durand and Chicano still staying out. Some other guys still staying out as well. Noah Mayuri and Nathan Fuller and Jonathan Parker have yet to pit. We're going to see them roll down any longer. Maybe catch a quick caution from somebody else making a mistake. But with so few trucks on the track and now they're being spaced out more and more, I don't know if we're going to see a lot of that. But they very well could be playing the strategy of run it till it's out, and then those tires you're going to get, those fresh tires you're going to get, maybe could play a factor.
Also, my next question is, if you're these two, do you pit together, or do you try and leapfrog one another on one lap overcut or one lap undercut? It's going to be a big question here because this is surely the last pit stop of the race without a yellow. These two worked together to drive away from the 47. Alonso stood right on the back of the 24 truck on the straightaways to try and gap him away from Brett Bennett, and they did that, but it's just going to be, and their teammates, of course, so it's going to be how much do you trust your teammate for the race and the win.
Yeah, they're definitely going to play on each other and see if they can't trick each other, I guess, into making a mistake. But I see David Durand going low, and Chicano as well. It looks like he might follow him. Indeed, they are going out of pit road. Mayuri and Fuller pit that last lap. So here come the race leaders. And it looks like maybe behind them, Jonathan Parker, he's third in this scenario. He looks like he might be coming to pit road as well this time. Indeed, he is. So David Durand, Chicano, and Jonathan Parker, now head to pit road. And right now, Brett Bennett is in position. If he can catch up, he can go ahead and take back the race lead. It's all about if this strategy plays off for him. So looking at Parker, Chicano, and Durand to see when they roll off pit road. David Durand is rolling. Alonso Chicano is rolling. Parker just got to his stall. And now we look to see Brett Bennett coming through the tri-oval now. As he will leapfrog those two right there. And now we have a new race leader. It's the 47 of Brett Bennett, who's going to have a sizable gap now on Chicano and Durand. Now it's just going to be a matter of can he make it last? Can he hold on and score his first career win?
These next 20 laps are going to feel like 200 for Brett Bennett, knowing these two on fresher tires are catching him, or they should be catching him, granted the tire differential. These two aren't as close as I expected them to come out to be. In fact, Dalton Kelly, Cody McCorkle, in between them, Nathan Fuller also up there, so Alonso Chicano and David Durand not hooked up together on the racetrack. the way they came onto pit road. Chicano, huge gap over, once was the race leader.
And not to mention, I was going to say, Chicano beat to Randolph pit road handily to get that big of a gap. So definitely interesting to see that Chicano won the race on pit road. But you see the gap is slowly dropping now. It's at 4 seconds as they run. Dalton Kelly right behind Alonso Chicano. Going to see if that draft can work. But with it being just about, make that close to 22 laps to go, Brett's going to have to hope for a miracle to hold on to this one, I think. At the very least, to hold on to this big of a lead. Alonso Chicano was faster that time by about 5/10. So we'll have to see what this 47 machine can do to try to hold on for this lead and for this win. So as we close in to the conclusion of the Ken Block 200, Brett Bennett, he's leading, yes, for real. Near the end of this race, Brett Bennett has a shot to win it. Don't go anywhere, we're going to take you on a quick side-by-side break, and we'll get you to the conclusion of the Ken Block 200 in Michigan here on JCTV.
Nothing's tougher than a Mahindra tractor.
Except a bigger Mahindra tractor.
Pound for pound, this one's still tougher.
Tough. Tougher. Tough.
Tougher. Mahindra, the official tractor of Tough and Stewart Haas Racing.
I got a race this weekend. I'll see you later.
Denny and Harrison, welcome to the OfferPad family.
Thanks. Yeah, we're excited. You guys ready?
You know we're ready.
You know, at OfferPad, we're fast too. All online, cash offer in 24 hours. But we also like to make sure that each home selling experience feels special, easy, and different. You guys look awesome!
OfferPad really is different.
Yeah, awesome different.
Home selling with OfferPad is awesome different. Request your free cash offer today at OfferPad.com.
This season, Brad Keselowski knows there's nothing harder than winning. Not taking the high line at Bristol. Not doing a post-race press conference with a bunch of psychiatrists.
Brad, tell me a little bit about your mother.
Not eating a huge turkey dinner, then trying to stay awake during a foreign film. Winning is even harder than getting pepper sprayed. Then being able to unlock a magic eye poster.
It's a shark.
Yep. Brad Keselowski understands that if winning were easy, losers would do it.
Fly the blimp, too much hot air. Race announcer, same thing there. Wouldn't get a word in with you know who. Just get down on the track and do what you do. Slide down in my seat, pull the belts tight. Get up on the wheel and let the dust fly. Never know how. Never know how.
As a Grand Prix world champion in triathletes, I know how important it is to stretch before any competition.
I also know it's important to stretch. Mobil 1's advanced technology lubricates our engines.
Yes, that is true.
And my joints.
Oh my word.
Soda cookies. You want one, Jensen?
At Domino's, you can carry out 3 topping pizzas for just $7.99 each. And with Domino's Carside Delivery, you can conveniently stay in your car while you do it. Just pull up, check in online, and we'll quickly bring your food to you.
Thank you.
So you don't have to get out to get carry out. Like Denny here.
Hey, Hamlin. I like your PJs.
PJs? Stay in the driver's seat with Domino's Carside Delivery.
Joey, I don't know how you pulled that off, man. What's next?
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Oh, come. Can you feel it? Can
Welcome you back. 15 laps remaining here at Michigan in the Ken Block 200, and you can see it in the background. Alonso Chicano and David Durand have caught race leader Brett Bennett as they now hound him for the race lead.
Yeah, lap after lap, you saw him side by side, 5 to 24, catch the 47, eat up the margins, and on the outside, the fresher tires are going to prevail.
Alonso Chicano now to the race lead. Brett Bennett going to try to stay with him, though, and hold on to second. David Durand is third. Bennett is fighting for his life at this point. Oh, Bennett's going to get tight with Durand. They're going to keep it together, keep it composed, but now he's going to have to try to fall in line with that 24 and stay with them as long as he can with those older tires, if he can. Maybe even hope that David puts Alonso to the wall and causes an issue for the two of them. We'll have to see, but Durand is on the back bumper. He is trying to go for the race lead.
Despite the contact of the close call with Bennett, Durand caught a huge run on the back straightaway in the wake of Chicano on the back off of 2 and 2, and he is right there still. Couldn't do it anything off of the fourth corner, Dawson, but he is right there. He's got plenty of time, and we know he's been one of the best trucks tonight, leading as many laps as he has. But it's just going to be a matter of time, knowing the 25's in the clean air.
The big thing, like we said earlier, it's about closing it up. Can David Durand close it up again and get his third career win and his second win in as many weeks? He is looking to go back-to-back after winning at Daytona and Talladega. He wants to get that third one, but he wants to win somewhere that's not Daytona or Talladega. He wants to get another win. He wants to prove that he can dominate these kind of races and show that he belongs as a championship frontrunner even. And he is doing a fantastic job here tonight, but he's still got to beat Alonso Chicano, our defending series champion. While he's had an off season, it doesn't mean he's not good. You know, he's able to rebound back and have this good of a race to stay up front this whole time. So it's going to come down to these last few laps. It's going to be a very, very intense game of chess here.
So, with Alonso in the lead, he is in the best position, of course, with the clean air, like I mentioned a moment ago, and like you mentioned, he is the reigning series champion, but he has had an off year. He has had an off night. He was fighting to even get stage points earlier. I don't think he scored stage points. He was outside of the top 8 and he was just barely inside the top 10 running there early on in the race. And when everything got flipped on its head in this race, he rose to the top. But David Durand has been a top truck all night, Dawson, and I think he is one of the best trucks on the track, and he is all over Chicano going victory. He still can't do anything yet.
Yeah, he has been back and forth. Chicano has. And you know, you mentioned at the end of stage 1, he pit take tires, and they tried to make that strategy work, and he was unable to make it work compared to guys like Alex Kerfin and Dalton Kelly who were able to capitalize on it. But you see here now, leading the way after being back and forth all night. I mean, he is looking to get that second win of the season. He's won already this season, but he's looking to kind of rebound back. You know, he won earlier this season at Charlotte, I believe. Charlotte or Vegas, one or the two. It was Charlotte, actually. He won Charlotte. He won the stage there. And, you know, after that, the most he's done is he's won the stage at Talladega 1. But he's not been able to do anything else. So he's definitely looking to do something here tonight. It looked like maybe a little bit of looseness out of that 25 machine. Here comes David Durand to the inside.
Moment he was waiting for, an upset moment for that 25, and he is on the inside of Alonso Chicano going for the lead.
Chicano's going to run the top lane. Durand to the bottom. Going to try to slide up and see if he can take the air away from Chicano. They're side by side heading to the back straightaway, and there's one person I know who's rooting for chaos. That's Brett Bennett in third. If these two take each other out, Bennett's got a good shot at getting his first career win.
Just in the picture there, second and a half back, he is going to have to hope for chaos to be in this unless they stay side by side for the remainder of this race, which is very well possible the way we've seen this happen today.
Those races at Talladega, Cameron Caldwell got his 6th career win. to take the lead with the most wins in the Independence News Truck Series. Alonso Chicano is looking to get his 6th win tonight. Meanwhile, that number 24, David Rain, is looking for career win number 3, which would move him up to a tie with Carl Felver and Kyle Reuter, to see if he can try to make some moves here. Like I said, try to cement himself as a championship favorite, but we'll have to see. It's still Chicano leading, and there's a caution! Caution on the Speedway! I believe it might be Tyler Watermullen. He is slow on the track. If he even pops up, he's slow on the track. Or was it the 43 of Ethan Fonseca Moreno? See if there was any contact with the 43, the 68 maybe? I would have to assume. There it is, right there. Yeah, the 68 blinking in and out of existence. And that's going to bring out your caution.
And that is going to be a huge sting for Chicano and Durand if this car goes haywire, with Moreno being involved in the incident way early on. I believe the lap 25 crash at the end of the first stage. He is 47 laps down, and Tyler Watermullen is about 8 laps down, Dawson. So, very dramatic caution here in the closing laps, with pit stops here, 7 to go.
But what this does is opens the door for everybody on the lead lap. Everybody that has got a shot to win this race, from 1st to 11th. So that's Chicano, Durand, Bennett, Fuller, Mayuri, Kelly, McCorkle, Bogey, Parker, Smith, and Coppernell. Everybody's got a shot to win this race now. They're going to be on even tires. They're going to be on even everything. So it's all going to come down to who can execute the best and who can pull it off. So we're going to look and see if we can follow off pit road. I see a truck winning this race off pit road here. Nathan Fuller is going to get out first. Chicano second. Durand is third. Then it's Bennett, Mayuri, McCorkle. I think then it's Parker, Kelly, Bogey. And then after Bogey, it's going to be Smith and Coppernell. And that's going to be all your lead lap trucks. Scott Roush is going to have to try to take the wave around unless he gets the lucky dog here, which will put him back on the lead lap. But Nathan Fuller, I believe a 2-tire stop, only a 9-second pit stop. So definitely a gamble here from this Ford truck.
Yeah, big time call here for the Ford, but we called it a little bit earlier, Dawson, that he has been having a pretty good race. He's been up front all night, but it's going to be a huge gamble. We're going to see if it's going to be worth it here. He's in the control truck, obviously, so he's going to be in the control of the race, but we've seen restarts go haywire tonight. Of course, being in the lead, he's going to be in the best position for it. We're going to be very curious to see what lane he chooses. And I believe another lap.
It's all about this choose here. He's going to choose the bottom. Durand and Chicano are going to go top. Bennett to the bottom. Mayuri to the top. I believe McCorkle to the bottom. Parker to the top. Kelly to the bottom. Bogey back here is going bottom. Brian Smith to the top. And Josh Coppernell is going to follow him to that top lane. So the control truck is going to be Nathan Fuller in that number 4 machine. Alonso Chicano running in second, has a chance to win this. See if he can pull it off. Maybe 4 laps to go under green. If we can get it. If not, we've got overtimes ready to go. We'll see what happens. To conclude the Ken Block 200 here at Michigan for the In the Pits News Truck Series here on JCTV. It's been a chaotic race, Adam, and I don't think it's going to end here. We've got some guys that are desperate for a win. Guys like Brett Bennett, who's looking for his first win in his 41st start. And guys like Cody McCorkle looking for his first win in his 3rd start. But you've also got Chicano, Durand, Mayuri, guys that have won before that are definitely looking to get back into victory lane again, especially David Durant. I think he's got the biggest chip on his shoulder, and if he doesn't walk away with the win here, I think he's going to be the one that's going to be the hardest on himself. Pace truck pulls off. Fuller, Chicano, the front row, coming to the Geico restart zone. We're going to get the green flag here with 4 laps remaining in the show, and here we go. Fuller with a good jump. He's going to pull all the way up and try to block Chicano. Chicano's going to try to go to the bottom. Durant's going to be right there in tow with him. Bennett, Mayuri side by side, heading into turn 1. Fuller's going to block Chicano. He's going to get in the back of him. Fuller doing everything he can to hold on the 25 and the 24. They're going to make a little contact, about a little squirrely. Fuller, Chicano, side by side. Fuller still trying to hold off this 25 as hard as he can. Oh, sliding sideways. Hits Chicano. He's going to spin in front of the field. Somehow gathers it up. An amazing save by Nathan Fuller. But now Brett Bennett's on the charge for the race lead.
Opening the door for Bennett. He looks at the bottom. Chicano blocking another up on the outside in turn 1. Can he make this pass happen? How damaged is Chicano after that contact? He can stage Durant on the outside. Now Jonathan Parker out of nowhere up into 4th. And Ryan Bogey, the stage winner in the top 5.
Oh, contact Chicano and Bennett! Chicano goes a little sideways. Durant goes way low to avoid. They're going to be 3 wide for this race lead. No, back to 2 wide. Durant back behind Chicano. Bennett to the top all by himself. Chicano leads this race. Durant on his back bumper. Parker and Bogey are right there. 2 laps remaining. Chicano blocks Durant. Going to the bottom. Mayuri going to pull up to the top. 3rd in the outside lane. Dalton Kelly's there. Cody McCorkle's there. Oh, Chicano trying to block. A little too aggressive in front of Brett Bennett now. Durant on the bottom. Gonna try to make it stick. Can't quite do it. Bennett's trying to make any move he can. He'll go down low as he can with Durant. Durant blocks him. Now Ryan Bogey is second on the outside lane. Bennett sends it in front of Durant. He's going to have to gather it up. He's going to get a little contact. Chicano to the outside there, still 3 wide. Everybody's still in the fight, just about 4 wide. The white flag is out. 1 more lap to go here at Michigan. All bets are off. Chicano leads. Ryan Bogey in second. David Durant to the inside, trying to get to the lead again. Bogey gonna try it. Chicano gonna block. Bogey trying to make the run. He's gonna try to get to the inside of Chicano. He's gonna block Bennett. Bogey now to the inside, gonna send it in at 3 and 4. Durand just about doors Chicano. Ryan Bogey with the lead off of turn 4. And talk about a miracle upset. At the line, Ryan Bogey is gonna score his first career win in Michigan.
Wow, what a move. On the last lap, he came out of nowhere for the stage victory and the race victory with a shocking upset win in Michigan. You call it, Dawson. What a miraculous victory for him, and this is going to be some celebration for the 21 truck.
Ryan Bogey taking home the checkered flag. An impeccable run there those last 4 laps to get to the race lead, to get the win. Here comes Jonathan Parker to celebrate with them. A hard-fought victory there for Ryan Bogey. Alonzo Chicano comes home second. David Durant third. Brett Bennett fourth. Noah Mayuri fifth. And, I mean, you got to say, what a great story. Ryan Bogey scoring the win at Michigan. You know, a lot of his schemes he runs, you see him, they are all these Wood Brothers schemes. A very big Wood Brothers racing fan. Of course, they're a big Ford team. Ford, you know, based out of Detroit. You know, a lot of auto industries based out of Detroit, Michigan. So this is a home track race for Ford, for Chevy, for all these manufacturers. And to have Ryan Bogey come in here and notch his first career win, what a way to do it.
The entire last run to the finish, Dawson, I was just in awe watching it happen and you call it. You did a great job, and they did an even better job not wrecking there all the way to the finish, and that was amazing racing and even an amazing better job for Bogey, if that even makes sense, for him to come through with the victory in a torn up machine like that now and just burn the engine down celebrating.
I mean, I'm trying to look back and see where he came from. I mean, he started about 6th or 7th lap restart. He had to fight to get to the race lead. I mean, it was a battle, an uphill battle. Let's go back and take a look at that entire last lap here.
I called him in fifth with like 4 to go, and I just said that just in case they all wrecked. I didn't think he was gonna get in line, and when you called he was in second on the last lap, right behind Alonso, I knew he was in a great position. It was just a matter of getting around Alonso, and he set it up perfectly.
Followed behind him, I thought right here maybe Duran and Bogey would make contact. Duran driving hard, didn't do it, but look at this masterclass. He gets blocked by Chicano, but then he stays right there on the bottom, gets right in front of Duran just enough to get to the inside of Chicano and hold the inside, entering turn 3. And then right there, contact with Duran and Chicano runs them up behind him, and that opened the door for Ryan Bogey to steal the win here at Michigan, and a remarkable finish. They were 3 wide for second. They were not separated by much for that second position. So with that, Ryan Bogey will score his first career win. And not only that, he swept the race, he won the stage, and then he wins the race as well. So an incredible turn of events all around. And just like that, we have another first-time winner in the In the Pits News Truck Series. But first, we got to go through a little bit of heartbreak before we can get to the celebrations. We're going to see if we can get a hold of David Durand, our third-place finisher, here tonight. Hey, David Durand, this is Dawson Allen up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing great. A very, very solid performance. I mean, solid doesn't even begin to define how good of a race that was for you. Up front the majority of the race, led a lot of laps, but ultimately that late caution there kind of taking you out of it. But what was that run like there for you with you and Alonso pretty much just running away from the field?
Well, we were working together and we were just saving our stuff there at the end. Yeah, that caution kind of sucked because otherwise it would have been him and I going at it for the win. But, I mean, nonetheless, I mean, the second half of the race is kind of where it started to push a little bit with all the cautions going out. Qualifying, I mean, if I qualified, that would have been, who knows what would have happened or where I would have been at. But to get third out of this, you know, it's a good, especially we've been gone for a couple of weeks and got the win at Talladega. So, yeah, it's a good momentum going into the Roval. So, I mean, we'll take third, but, I mean, the win would have been nicer at the end.
Yeah, but, you know, can't hang your head in shame too much. A great performance again. And I highlighted it throughout the race here, but, you know, slowly becoming that dark horse to win the championship here as we start to head into the playoff season. What do you think you're looking like here heading into these playoffs? How do you feel about these playoff tracks, and do you think they suit your driving style?
Yeah, pretty much. I would agree with that. I mean, we're really strong at what we have for the playoff track. So the way I see it is I just take it 1 week at a time and just try to stay out of trouble and try to see if we can nail a top 10 every race, and we'll keep it like that. But for being a dark horse, I mean, I don't really see it like that. I just kind of mind my own and just try to race as clean as possible, and you know, and the results are the results, and we'll just see how it is when it comes to these next couple of weeks when the playoffs start.
Alrighty, David Durand, third place here in Michigan. A great run out of that 24 camp.
Thank you, Dawson.
And Adam, I believe you got a hold of our second place finisher, Alonso Chicano.
Yeah, Alonso, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, second place finish, but you were leading there a lot late. Let's start off with the restart. What was that like from your point of view, trying to hold off everyone once you got around Nathan Fuller, and then dramatics there on the last lap?
Yeah, that was quite something. First of all, I just want to say, you know, I had my camera on, but my phone died and drained my battery, so it's not currently on. So sorry about that. But yeah, the in the pits news truck was really fast today. We started uh a little bit farther back, but once we got to the front, we showed that we had a race winning truck even after there was a whole bunch of wrecks that we were somehow able to miss. And I was really disappointed to get that last caution there because me and David had such a big lead, and I thought one of us was for sure gonna win, but that was hectic. Somebody just door slammed me. I don't know. There was a lot of contact there. Brett kind of got me behind. I think he was just really trying to get his first win, so I don't really blame him. But there was just a lot of contact, and I think I got some damage there that was slowing me down. So I wasn't able to keep up with Bogey on one of the corners. He just blew right past me, and we got P2. So thankfully, still got a top 3 finish there, and good point stay to get back into the regular chase spots. But yeah, really wanted this one.
Well, as we look forward to the Rover next weekend, no, road courses aren't your strong suit. So what do you have to make a good weekend pretty much at Charlotte next Saturday?
Yeah, definitely not looking forward to the Rover next week, but we're gonna try to find some time to put in some laps, get some practice in, just feel as good about it as we can before we get to the race. And we know that we're gonna have the usual competitors up there, like the Cameron Caldwell's and possibly Michael Kruger's and stuff contending. But hopefully we can keep it clean and come out with another top 5 would be nice. But just keeping it clean, staying in the top 10 is the goal.
Sounds great. And before we let you go, who do you want to thank and shout out after a hard-fought P2 performance tonight?
Yeah, I had a bad fast in the pits news truck, so I really want to thank them for sponsoring the team and me and the league and as a whole. They're a great sponsor. I'd also like to thank Habaneros Mexican Grill, Celsius, Grid Network, everyone who supports us. Mart on PC, martonpc.com. They got some great stuff for sim racers, and all of them support us, and we appreciate anyone who supports us, anyone who's watching, my girlfriend, and of course, as always, I'd like to thank JCTV for broadcasting and letting us show our friends and families what we do.
Absolutely. Well, look forward to hearing you next week, and good luck next weekend. Excuse me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Adam.
That was our second place finisher, Alonso Chicano, and now I believe Dawson Allen is caught up with our race winner down in victory lane.
You want to talk about a miracle. You can talk about, all these guys that are able to pull off these massive upset wins, but I think the biggest one here comes from Ryan Bogey scoring the victory here tonight. First off, Ryan, congrats on the win.
Thank you. I don't I don't know. I'm kind of speechless. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Not gonna lie. I mean, I've been almost racing for a year now on iRacing, and this is my first win in any league. So that's nice. And I thought it was over because I slid through my pit box on that green flag pit stop, but then that caution really helped me, and had a great battle with everyone else, and glad I came out on top.
Yeah, you were able to get there with that final caution that got you back up with the pack. But, getting you after the pack is one thing. Getting through the field like that and making those moves, that was just wonderful. Take us through what was going on in your mind as those moves were forming, those gaps were being made for you, and you were able to make those moves to get to the lead.
Well, I knew getting up to the outside was probably my best bet because the inside lane was just not as great and I was so much better on the outside. So I was just kind of staying behind Alonso, pushing him to the lead, and then I made that move on the back straightaway. And yeah, it was just kind of all I don't even know how to say it, but I don't know. I'm speechless, man.
Well, not to mention, too, the stage win came as well. We tried to get a hold of you after the stage. You weren't in here, so we let that be. But, you won the stage on that strategy call, and then you're able to come away with the race win. Not only that, too, it puts you in a really good spot to make the playoffs, to go race for a championship here. What's that like for you setting up? How do these playoffs look for you in that 21 machine?
I really didn't think I had a shot because I missed so many races this season. But with this win, it's definitely going to help. So I don't know how far back I am, but I am in the wild card now, so that's nice. So I just got to battle with, I'm guessing, a few other people and try to make the chase to in this season.
You got 2 races left to make it, but a win today, walking away with your first career win. Who gets it done for you in that 21 machine? Sponsors, teammates, everybody else involved.
This Michael Waltrip throwback that I ran, Kitgo, Dex Imaging, Motorcraft, Ford, all of them, and some people who have just helped me along the way get into iRacing and get better as each race goes on. I would like to thank basically everybody who's helped me out and helped me learn the basics of this game or the sim.
Alrighty, your race winner tonight in what was one of the biggest wins of the season and a great finish to boot. Ryan Bogey walks away with the win here and possibly a lock into the playoffs. Congrats again, Ryan.
Thanks, guys.
And of course, got to mention too, Ryan Bogey able to score that win there. A great finish. Just absolutely fun all around. But not even to mention that too. I mean, he was able to win before Brett Bennett. Once again, Brett Bennett is left as the bridesmaid, never to be the bride. You gotta wonder when that's gonna end.
You mentioned at the top of the show, Dawson, he was really looking forward to Michigan. Unfortunately, he's 0-3 here. Very unfortunate race like here last season. He was out early, and tonight, very great performance, leading a bunch of laps. A different strategy call to be up front in the last 20 laps, but it just wasn't meant to be. And very close there on that final restart, I should say. But another first-time winner, like you mentioned, that's not him. So very heartbreaking for him, at least.
Yeah, and to talk about Bogey, too, this is his 9th start of his career here in the Independence News Truck Series. This is only his 2nd top 5. Just all around great race. Not to mention, too, he has first laps led. He won his first stage. And now his first career win as well. All happening here tonight. Very, very fun race here for us at the booth. But what about the guy that's down on the track? Josh Copperdole bringing it home in 9th. Once again, you're short of a top 5, but hey, a 9th place, I guess, isn't that bad in the grand scheme of things.
Dawson, I don't know how you do it, but you seem to make me laugh when I'm bummed out every time. It never fails. But yeah, I mean, that was a tough race. There was so much that went on. Of course, Cam wrecking me. I'm kidding. He's in here. That's why I said that. But no, Cam did not wreck me. But just had some things not go our way, and it's unfortunate. But I can't believe we actually got a top 10, 9th place finish. I was starting to think during the race when it seemed like I was going to finish 11th, I was going to ask Cam if he could make me a sticker. Like they have winner stickers, but one that actually says 11th place, so I can just have stickers on my truck that make it look like I actually did something. Because at this rate, I'd have, I don't know, like 6 of them now. But yeah, it was tough. I can't. That blows. Home track. Man.
Well, a 9th place finish there, Josh. You still got plenty of racing left, but looking ahead, playoffs are looming. It's really close to the end. You've got 2 more shots at making it to the playoffs here. What are you thinking, heading into Atlanta? Because we're gonna write off the Roval for you already.
I was just thinking in my head. You say 2 shots, but I mean, come on now, really? Yeah. Atlanta. I mean, it's going to be a you know, we're gonna see another race with some drivers that ride in the back, racing up front, trying to go for that win, trying to get that one last push to try to make a chance at the chase. And I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be, I think, the toughest race on the season because of, you know, that one last opportunity to get there. I hope I'm running up front. I hope it's a much better race than I've had anytime this season. But yeah, Atlanta. I mean, we're gonna give her all we got. That's for sure. But we'll see what happens when we get to it.
Alrighty.
And I just want to say, sorry for cutting you off there, Dawson. I just want to say once again, thank guys for doing everything you do on JCTV for these races, allowing me to race. I know I sound disappointed right now, but I do have a blast. I absolutely love racing with these guys. Cam, Alonso, they put on a great league every week, and I'm so happy that I get to race in it, and I'm so happy that JCTV gets to be the one to broadcast it.
Alrighty, mushy talk from Josh Coppernoll. 9th place finish here. Not really the goal, but at the same time, all the well sweet. So we thank you, Josh, for that. And you mentioned that Cameron was in here. Why don't we go ahead and talk to him? He's in here. Let's get a word from him. Cameron Caldwell, can you hear me?
I can. I'm not sure why you want to talk to me after my performance tonight, but I'm nonetheless here.
Yeah, you're here. I don't know why you're here. 20th place. Incident taking you out. What was that like? You know, at least you were running up there near the front of the pack until that first caution that you were involved in with Zach Probst. So what was that contact like between the two of you?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of miscommunication on both our parts. I thought we were still 3 wide because I thought Andrew was still to my outside, which in reality I was clear, but I was just kind of not really paying attention to him. I was more paying attention to Probst because I knew he didn't know we were 3 wide, and so I was trying to decide if he was going to come up or not, and he did, and just made contact, and he didn't know I was not against the wall. And it's more or less the Brett Bennett incident for season 1, if you can recall that. But it is what it is. That one didn't really affect me. I actually only had like 0.6 of a second of repair, so it really didn't hurt me that much. So that incident itself was fine. The other ensuing incidents, including one with a certain part-time broadcaster, part-time racer in here, those ones started to hurt a little bit.
Indeed, they did. But hey, we've got 2 more races left. Cam, you won the Charlotte Roval last time we went, so definitely heading into that one is good. And of course, you got that monkey off your back winning a couple weeks ago at Talladega. So what are your thoughts heading into the playoffs here for this number 12 machine?
Well, to be frank and transparent, I am going to end up dropping out of the playoffs at this point because I'm not going to be home for 2 of the playoff races. So I'm just going to try to go out on top in these next 2 races. And, I'm still going to race the races I am home for in the chase, but won't be fighting for the championship this season. So, I'd rather give my spot to someone who can actually, race the races. So, but yeah, like you said, I got the Roval coming up, won that last season. I feel pretty confident about it again this season. Atlanta, I have never run a race at the new Atlanta on iRacing, but it is a plate track and anyone can win, so you never know. But all my priorities are set to the Roval at the moment, and I'm pretty excited to get there next week.
Alrighty, that was Cameron Caldwell, a 20th place finish, not what he wanted, but looking forward to the Roval. But the big news, not going to be a playoff contender this year, not going to go for his 2nd title. Thank you, Cameron.
Yep, thanks, Dawson.
And Adam, that leaves me with you. What a race. Chaotic, hectic, crazy from start to finish. And in the end, we wind up with a new first-time winner with Ryan Bogey. What were your thoughts on that race as a whole?
Lots of controversy, what we saw. Lots of great racing, though, at the end, and it's going to be a memorable one for sure. Many different reasons, and for sure one great one is going to be the guy in victory lane, like you mentioned, a first-time winner. And how exciting for Ryan Bogey to now be in contention to be fighting for a playoff spot. He's going to be racing to get that wild card and be one of the last guys to make the chase, and that's going to be a fun story to follow the next couple weeks if you can point his way in with that after this big win tonight.
Yeah, a big win in a very, very clutch scenario, you would say. I mean, coming up 2 races left in these in the season before we get to the playoffs. So a lot going into this one to really build up this playoff battle that we're going to see over the next 2 weeks, especially at that finale at Atlanta. And we talk about the schedule. Let's go ahead and take one last look before we sign off for tonight. Michigan is complete. We're through the second column into the home stretch. The Charlotte Roval next week. In 2 weeks' time, we head to Atlanta Superspeedway. Then we've got Chicago, Bristol, Homestead, Martinsville, and Kansas to round out the season and to crown the In the Pits News Truck Series Season 3 champion. So with that, we'd like to call it a night here from the Ken Block 200. Congrats again to Ryan Bogey, your race winner. First career win, and also notched the stage win too to help keep his playoff hopes alive. We'll see you next week here, same place, same time, JCTV at 8 for the running of the Charlotte Roval for the In the Pits News Truck Series. For Adam Kuhn, Josh Copperell, and everybody else involved here in JCTV, I am Dawson Allen signing off, saying so long and have a great rest of your night.
Well, that was something.